Well, you're here just in time. I'm busy in the van still, but we're getting further forward. Last finishing touches today of getting everything stripped out of the van. I'll show you what I've done so far though. Now you excuse the echo in here, but you see these bits here, they're the rivets that were holding the sides in. Obviously they stick out. You can't get behind them, you can't get on top of them either. There's no way in there. So rather than trying to take them out, what I'm going to do is grind them flat and leave them sitting in there so they'll look a little bit like these ones do. And that's all nice and smooth and flat along all of those. So I've done all of that side of the van. I've even done round the back of the door windows, which is, well, what's going to be the door windows, I think, which is these bits here. Now they were all pushing up and they were sticking out a little bit. So I've done all of those on all of them. And I've also done all of the floor. So where you can see on the floor here, these bits that are now down to bare metal, they're all nice and smooth, ready to be filled, treated, and then painted over again. And they run across the entire floor of the van. The bulkhead's still in place at the minute. More on that later. For now though, the only bits that need to come out now is these bits, and they're just along the top of this rail. So there's just those to do, and the same as I did on where the back windows could be on that one, I've got to do on the side door. So I think there's 4 of those on the side door. So going to get into that, going to get the grinder on and get those done, and then we're ready to finish off cleaning all this rubbish off the floor and start treating the side panels and then treating the floor. Fill all those holes in we're left. Right, so hopefully you can see me over there. Let's get ready, obviously safety protection for angle grinder. I was using it yesterday, and when I was using it yesterday, one of the rivet heads, when they came off, got caught in the disc, spun up and bounced off just about there. I was really pleased I was wearing this. Right, let's get these ground down and get them out of the way. That's all those done. So that side's completely done now. It's just the ones on the door, and I think there's only 4 or 5 of them. Pull the door close a little bit, let you see those ones. So that's all these ones done. So that's all now nice and smooth. So they're all done. That's the entire van done. All the rivets out. Bulkhead, as I said, staying in for now because the van's getting used this weekend. So the bulkhead's staying in for now. But there's still these ones here to do. See how proud they are. So I'm going to flatten those off with the grinder. Clean them all up a little bit. So that's the next bit to do. There's 2 at the top. 1 there. And then 1 in the middle at the bottom. And 1 at that side. So there's just 5 to do. Oh, no, there's 1 up there hiding as well. 6 to do. And then they'll all be done. So we'll get on with that now. Right, the last 5 bits of grinding in the van, at least for now anyways. Now I can hear properly again. That's all that done, all taken care of. Now as you can see, these bits all down to bare metal, nice and smooth, nice and flat. Same with these ones, all four of those that are around the side where the wooden panel was. That one's the same under there, and that last one was a little bit awkward to get to because of where the door is. Right, that's all done. So, the van's all done, all sorted, ready to be pretty much converted. Needs cleaning, obviously there's still some mess to do, we're going to get into that. And all these bare metal bits that I've left on here, we're taking these heads off. That all needs treating, and then it needs painting, and then the holes in the floor where the screws were, he said, looking for one, there's one there. So these holes here in the floor where the screws were, they need to be filled. Got a way of doing that as well. So we'll get some of that done for you when it's all cleaned out. So yeah, it's getting there. Now as I said, the bulkhead sitting here, which is behind me there now, that's staying in for now, because without that, and at this time of year when it's still a little bit chilly outside, even though it's lovely outside today and the sun's out, being a little bit chilly outside at this time of year still, we're leaving the bulkhead in because the owner of the van's taking it away this weekend. She's got a bit of a long trip to do, so we're leaving the bulkhead in just so it's a bit added extra warmth in the cab and not quite so noisy while you're driving it. And then when it comes back, pretty much the only thing left to do will be take the bulkhead out and then send it away or take it away and deliver it to the person that's going to be doing the conversion for it, or the full conversion for it. Also, there's some rust proofing to be done underneath the van. We're going to see if we can get that booked in somewhere, get that done. I'll put some information on about that when we get to there. But for now, all that's left is cleaning and painting. Woohoo! We're getting there, slowly, but we're getting there. It's a lovely clean van, absolutely amazing. Oh, look, a hand has appeared with a mysterious hand has appeared with a cup of coffee and a little midget. That'll be coffee break then. Time to go for now, back them in. Right, so we're getting there with it all now. It's mostly red, at least the bits of the bare metal are. I thought I'd leave a couple to finish so you can see what I'm doing with them. So this is simply red oxide. And it's just a case of painting over the bare metal from the scratches where I took the heads of the rivets off with the grinder to protect it. It's not staying red, even though you won't see any of this when the van's done. It's not staying red. We do have some white paint to go over the top of it, but for now I'm just covering anywhere where there's some scratches or bare metal that needs doing. Yes, I know it's over black, but I did that yesterday by mistake with the wrong paint, so it doesn't take so long to do. And I think apart from the floor, which is still drying because it's wet, I think that's pretty much all the stuff done. I'll give you a look at what I've done so far. Right, so as you can see, there's red dots everywhere. Looks like the van's developed measles overnight, but at least everything's covered where it was scratched previously. So it was all down to bare metal. I'm not going to touch this, it's not dry yet, but that was all down to bare metal where I'd taken the heads off. So that's red oxide, so I've protected that. You might know it as red lead, depending on how long you've been using it. But this is all being protected now. So the only bits that are to do now is the floor, but we're in the middle of cleaning the floor. As you can see at the front here, this is all nice and clean around here. And once that dries, I'll be able to get the rest of the floor painted, and then it's just a case of filling the holes. To fill the holes, I was going to put rivets in, and then sort of like a seam sealer over the top, and then paint over the top of that. But instead of doing that, we've got some Sikaflex EBT Plus. I'll show you that when I start using it. Apparently you can't paint over that, but it is one of those sealant filler type things that dries but never really sets, so it's always going to be elastic for any flex that's going to be in the van. And it's literally just for the holes in the floor, but obviously you'll see that when we get around to doing that. But for now though, this is as far as I can go because, like I say, I'm waiting for the floor to dry off. So if you've enjoyed this one, get subscribed for the next one, because in the next one, the floor will pretty much be painted and it'll all be sort of getting down to doing the filling side of it, and then the white paint has got to go over all the red paint and make everything look a bit nicer and a bit cleaner inside. And then also I think there's rust proofing coming up, And then when the rust proofing's done, I'll see if I can get some footage of that. It'll be a case of just getting the van ready, taking the bulkhead out and getting the van ready to drop off and get converted. So it's all looking good. Now, if you haven't subscribed yet, get subscribed now, because the next video is going to be a good one. The next video, I'm going to actually tell you the actual true cost. I'm saying actual a lot, I don't know why, but I'll tell you the true cost of converting a van. Now, it's going to be everything in detail. I'll break it all down for you, tell you what each section that's going into the van has cost, and give you a total. So if you're looking to do this, you'll know exactly how much it's going to cost you, or how much money you're going to need in order to get the van fully converted to your design. See you in the next one. Bye for now.